What's going on, guys? It is, oh boy, the first ever podcast of the Four Corners.
Yes.
It is... This is the first podcast I've ever done. I'm very nervous.
It's fine, don't worry about it. I will carry you to Valhalla. It's
to
fine.
Valhalla? Okay.
To Valhalla, yes. That's where this podcast will live.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay, so welcome to the inaugural Four Corners podcast. I am V1 and only Torrent, and this is Emil.
Hi.
The heel Emil. The
Yes,
very
the
heel
heel
Emil.
Yes, if you don't hate me right now, you're going to hate me by the end of this. I assure you.
Oh, trust me, everyone is.
Yes, because different.
Yeah. Oh dear. This week for wrestling, at least WWE wise, was horrendous.
Oh, it was all right. It was okay. The injury bug is back. Is back.
Bag?
Yes, the injury bug is back.
Well,
Clearly.
the suspension book as well.
Oh God, isn't this what happened like this time last year with everyone?
Yeah, Seth Rollins got injured. Then I think Rusev was injured. So was Sami Zayn, Hideo Itami.
Yep.
Oh my God.
They're gonna start wrapping John Cena in bubble wrap soon. You do know this.
They're going to start wrapping everyone in bubble wrap.
No, there's a reason they send Reigns out in the vest. It's because they're like, oh God, we can't lose another one.
Yeah.
Quick, Reigns, take this motorcycle helmet. Why? We need you. Your face is our company. Oh, that's a horrible thought. No. Oh God.
No, don't make it worse for his gimmick. His gimmick is bad enough as it is. Let's not do it. Let's not make it worse.
Dong.
Okay, SummerSlam.
Yes, SummerSlam. This is the party of the summer. Boy, was it a party! It was one of those. It was one of those weird parties where the guy passes out from too much ecstasy within like the first hour. And then he keeps coming back awake, and like there's flickers of life in him, and then he just sort of dies at the end and doesn't come back.
God.
And the CPR teams can't save him.
What the hell?
That's the best way to describe SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam was god awful.
I don't think it was god awful. I think the biggest issue they had on the card was match placement, as we'll get into, because my God, match placement was, yeah. I don't understand what they were doing with the matches. It's like, oh hey, we'll have this match here. It literally looked like Mr. McMahon, right? He got a Scrabble, like just a random number generator or one of those wheels that they use. And he's like, quick, this one, here. But sir, don't care, here. US Championship goes on last. Why? Isn't the Universal title more important? The number generator says this.
Number generator.
Yeah. Anyways, what happened first?
All right, let's go. Let's do kickoff show. So we had first one was American Alpha, the Usos, and the Hype Bros versus the Ascension, the Vaudevillains, and BreezeDango.
Yes, a 12-man tag team match.
It was actually pretty good.
It wasn't bad. I'm not a huge fan of tag team wrestling, to be honest with you, just because I think it's a bit sort of... The whole dynamic of it usually is a bit drawn out, essentially. You know, one guy gets pushed into a corner, the other guy gets tagged in, rolls over the other guy. Then some more shenanigans will happen, and they'll both end up in the ring in the end.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, it kind of happened here, but I mean, with 12 men, you know, people were flying everywhere. It was relatively entertaining.
Yeah.
Certainly.
I gave this 2.5 stars. I mean, there was, Chad Gable's athleticism is phenomenal.
Yes.
Seriously. Absolutely amazing. I think Zach and Mojo work very well together. I do think they're going to be future tag team champs one day.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was the brawl for no reason.
Yes.
It just sort of happened. It just commented. It was like a football game.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got...
I mean, I think for me, I'll give it 3 out of 5. Because it was very action-packed, and it's a damn sight better than some of the pre-show things we've seen.
Yeah.
I as much as I love them, Golden Truth versus BreezeDango was not a good pre-show match.
Just please not that again.
I like Gold from Truth. I can't help it.
I will say a couple of things. Firstly, when there was a point where Simon Gotch wasn't actually legal when he was taking a pin.
Yeah, have you noticed this recently with the whole tag team thing? They always seem to... I always get confused over who the legal man is. It's so odd. Like, God, what tag team match was it? It was like a New Day match, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
relatively recently, where it's like that guy wasn't legal, yet he got pinned. It was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with these sort of dustier finishes, but there you go.
Yeah.
They should really have all the tags on camera.
Yeah.
And make a point of them, but they don't learn.
There was the Moron calls a top rope leg drop a guillotine, which that was not a guillotine. And I'm thinking there's an Usos heel turn, because if you notice, when American Alpha did their tag team finisher, I think it was Jey Uso tagged himself in, did a splash. I reckon there's a heel turn coming.
I mean, it's a weird one with the Usos, because they've still been tweeners. I mean, when they were part of the Bloodline, they were kind of heels, weren't they? So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever fully pull the trigger on them. I don't imagine they will.
Yeah, because Roman Reigns.
Well, I mean, the thing you got to remember with the Usos is their faces are painted in pretty colours. The kids like them. You know, I remember when the Usos first came into the WWE and everyone loved them. And then, you know, over time they didn't. Guess that's
they became generic babyface team number 323.
Yeah, I think it's just something about people being around for that long. I'm fairly certain if The Rock was there for 400 days, people would get tired of him.
Yeah.
Right? People just don't want generic baby faces anymore, and that's something where we doesn't quite get. Like, back in the day, you could make Stone Cold Steve Austin win everything. Hell, I remember that thing where they had the invasion. And there was 30 people in the ring, and Stone Cold stunned each and every single one of them. And it's just like, if Roman did that today, if he went into a ring and speared everyone, people would be pissed. You can't do it anymore. But yeah, I don't see them pulling the trigger on the Usos.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah, it was a decent enough match, though.
Yeah, 2.5 stars. It was a pretty good opener.
I'll give it 3, yeah.
Now we've got the Dudley Boyz versus Neville and Sami Zayn. Neville and Sami Zayn, they work very well together.
Well, they're both I mean, Neville's a spectacle, and Sami Zayn, let's be honest, he may very well be the face of the damn company one day.
I gave this match 1 star because it was rather slow.
Yeah.
And no one was really interested in it.
I honestly can't remember much of it, to be perfectly honest with you. I think, didn't Neville trip over his entrance? That was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, he tripped over his bloody entrance.
He tripped over the bass drop.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a bad match. I'll probably go 2.5. That's just going to be my average.
Yeah. Bubba Ray's a great heel.
Oh, God, yeah. We'll get onto the Dudley Boyz later because... Yeah,
Dudley Boyz will come later. There was a point where... there's a point there... Neville does a crooked corkscrew moonsault off Sami's back. That is amazing.
That, yeah. I'd kind of want them to stitch them together in a tag team at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe put them against Jeri-KO. I reckon that could be good. That could be...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, maybe, because, I mean, it was, as we'll get onto later, it was the Dudley's last match. Maybe they should have given him the win, but at the same time, if it's Sami Zayn with Neville, there's no way they'd do that.
There is one thing I'm wondering, though. After Sami's matches with KO, why the fuck is he in the kickoff show?
Honestly, I just don't think they had a place for him. Because he isn't really in any... He hasn't got much to do right now.
No, I get that. I know what they're trying to do with him.
I mean, he will probably be in the main event of many future pay-per-views. So I know people are pissed off about it right now, but honestly, I'm not.
Oh, I know he's going to be in the main event of some pay-per-views. They're trying to build him up as the next Daniel Bryan. That's what they're trying to do.
Which, I mean, that's a risky business decision because in the short term, you piss people off.
Yeah.
But in the long term, could work out for him. I like Sami Zayn. Yeah, he's pretty decent, and Neville's a high flyer. I haven't really seen much of Neville, just because the time I sort of got a bit more of a resurgence into it, he literally sprained his, ankle.
Yeah.
On, a few weeks after I got into it. So I never actually saw Neville in a match before, but he seems like a good high flyer.
I remember seeing him in matches as Pax in the UK. He was unbelievable.
Yeah. I think once the Cruiserweight division kicks itself into high gear, they're going to have a big place for him.
Oh,
it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, God, I can't wait. I really can't, to see what they can bring out of Neville.
Yeah. One star. It was slow. I also noticed some "We Want Gable" chants during that match.
But Gable was already there.
Yeah, you've already seen Gable. You want to see him again?
Oh, Jesus. As we'll get into later, the crowd were an interesting bunch of people.
Yeah.
And I don't want to blame too much on them, but yeah, they kind of messed a few bits up here and there. But
yeah.
That's what the WWE crowd does these days, for the most part.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, 2.5 for me, personally. I wasn't that interested in the match, but I thought it was all right.
Yeah. Final one of the kickoff show, we got Sheamus versus Cesaro in the first Best of Seven.
Yes.
3 stars. They've always had great matches together. You remember last year when they were facing each other for the United States title? I think it was in Battleground last year.
I believe I do remember that, yes.
That was an awesome match.
Yeah, I like Cesaro a lot. I actually like Sheamus. I know a lot of people do, but I do like him. I'm going to give it 3.5. I was fully entertained by this match, actually. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people are saying, oh, but the Best of 7, it's going to get really repetitive. I mean, if they keep having matches like that, if they raise the stakes each and every time, it'll be good. I think some people were a bit pissed off with the finish.
Yeah, the finish was,
you gotta let Sheamus win some.
Yeah, let Sheamus win something. He has been buried beyond belief recently.
Well, he was in the League of Nations, which...
The League of Nations was made to help Roman out, and that failed miserably.
It was such a... Why?
It was a disaster.
Again, the worst bit about that is Kevin Owens would have been in there if he wasn't injured.
Oh, God.
Just think about that, man. But
no.
Don't think about it too much, because you
I don't
make
want to think
yourself
about
sad.
So,
just be happy it didn't happen.
Yeah. I still love Cesaro's entrance.
Oh, God, yeah. It's so good. It's
Double O Cesaro. Beautiful.
I like Cesaro a lot.
Yeah.
He's when it comes to me booking dream matches, he's definitely in quite a few of them.
He's a lot of them. There was actually some plans for WrestleMania 30. Was actually supposed to go against Brock Lesnar.
I think him and Brock could have a decent dynamic together. I really do.
They could have an amazing match.
I think they would have they would be pretty good together as far as that goes.
Yeah, there was Cesaro jumps off the ring post on the ropes and then into a crossbody.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Oh, God, yeah. There was some nice spots. And I think Sheamus is definitely on the road to redemption.
Yes, please let him have a road to redemption.
He's got rid of them silly things in his beard as well, which makes me happy.
Thank God.
I give it 3.5 stars. Sheamus went over. I'm going to guess Sheamus is probably going to win the next one, and then Cesaro's going to go on a bit of a win streak. He might lose one, and Cesaro's going to win out overall, because I don't see Sheamus getting a title shot at this point.
I don't see him getting it next year.
No.
Maybe the year after.
How old is Sheamus now? Because he's getting on a bit, isn't he?
Well, he's getting on a bit. I think he joined WWE when he was 27, I think. Let's have a look.
He's been in the WWE for a long time, though.
He's been in the WWE for 7 years. No, 10 years, in fact.
Yeah, because he came... I remember when he used to come out to... oh, God, what was the song?
He's 38.
He's 38. So, AJ Styles and John Cena age then. So...
Yeah, so he
seems like he's still got a bit left in him.
Oh, he's got a lot left in him. He's been making some great... He was making some great matches.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Sheamus. I think he's good. I think a lot of people like to discredit Sheamus, and I just don't understand why, personally.
Yeah.
Because I've always liked him.
Yeah. All right. Main card. Enzo
Yes.
and Cass versus Jeri-KO.
Oh,
I gave this 2 3/4 stars.
Jeri-KO, man. I love Jeri-KO. Me, personally, I'd probably go 2.5. I don't really remember much of this match. I really thought they'd try splitting Jeri-KO up really quick, in case you're wondering. Actually, yeah, they got the pin, didn't they? Jeri-KO
Yeah,
won.
they got the pin after
Surprisingly.
a messy tag team coordination. That looked like Enzo literally smashed his skull against Jericho's knees.
He likes to worry people, doesn't he, Enzo?
He sells, and he has improved,
God, yeah.
but fucking hell, he needs to get himself out of danger sometimes. I mean, he nearly killed himself a few months ago.
Oh god, yeah. Payback, wasn't it?
I think it was either Payback or Extreme Rules.
It was Payback.
Yeah.
It was Payback, and I believe he came out just after Extreme Rules. He came back. But yeah, I love Jeri-KO. I think it's an excellent dynamic. I love you, Chris. I love you, Kevin. It's so goddamn good. I'm so happy. We'll get onto it later. They're starting to tease a few bits with them, unfortunately, but the fact that they're keeping together makes me happy. And it really shocks people because, it's New York. You would have thought Enzo and Cass would have got over. Hell, the WWE YouTube channel was putting up videos of them going around their favorite restaurants and stuff, but no. Apparently, they did not score a win.
Yeah.
And I guess that makes me kind of happy.
Yeah, Jericho. I respect Jericho for paying homage to Eddie. He was crawling down to the corner with his knees and starts hugging for the tag. That's what Eddie used to do.
Really?
Kevin, he used to do that when he was in a tag team with Chris Benoit, I think. No, I shouldn't really be saying that. I think I mean, who? Vacant?
Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit.
I've never actually seen a proper Eddie match. I need to go on the network and really watch.
Yeah, you won't find matches with him and Benoit. You won't.
Well, I mean, in the pay-per-views, if you don't search for Benoit, you'll find him.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Kevin,
anyways, let's not open that can of worms.
No, let's not do that. Otherwise, we'd probably be executed by Lesnar.
Yeah, Lesnar. I saw what you did to Randy. Okay, I don't want that.
Please don't kill us.
Please don't kill me. Paul Heyman could probably kill me.
Let's just draw a line in the sand there already. So,
yep.
Kevin's hilarious. Mocking Enzo's dance was. There was a gif of him. He was just doing the Enzo dance, and it was just him doing it, and then backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards.
I love Kevin Owens. He's so goddamn good. Jericho, in my opinion, is at the top of his career. This is the best he's ever been. I love the stupid idiot. I love the quiet. Everything about him right now, it's so good. It's so good. The drink it in, man. Everything about it is perfect. Yeah. And these two being a tag team, I wish they'd keep them together for months. Honestly, they'll probably split them up really shortly.
Yeah, that's the shit part of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Jericho's got tours to do, but that gives him no excuse to just abruptly do it.
Jericho's apparently sticking around for a bit. Apparently, he's really enjoying what he's doing right now. But
not surprised.
Yeah, I hope they don't split them up. I know they're going to, but if they were to stay together for another couple of years before they split up, I'd be perfectly fine with that. I love their gimmick. Yeah. I love their dynamic. Yeah. They're so good together. It's incredible. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, there was... Cass's strength as well is... Wow.
Cass is basically the guy that... I really don't want them to split Enzo and Cass up. They're probably going to at some point. You know they are.
That's going to be sad.
I reckon Enzo... Unfortunately, I think Enzo might get lost in the shuffle, but Cass has a big career ahead of him.
Yeah. I was watching the match and I saw Cass just ragdoll Kevin. And he's...
Oh, God, yeah.
He's only, 10 pounds lighter than him, but he can throw him around the ring.
Yeah, Cass is big. I think Cass is going to have a long future ahead of him. I really do.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this right now. One thing I noticed was that the microphones on the cameras are far too sensitive again.
Yeah.
I can clearly hear them.
Did you see that thing at that house show where it... and this is it's kind of unrelated point. Did you see that thing at the house show where Cena was just like, come here, AJ. Come here, AJ. I need you, AJ. And it's like, oh, man.
Yeah, you can hear him so easily. Just turn down the bloody microphones.
Or just don't have microphones on the cameras at all. I mean, why do you need them other than people are shouting at the cameras?
Well, cameras have microphones in them.
Yeah, I know, but surely you can turn them down or off.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm thinking.
It was a relatively alright match.
Yeah. 2 3/4 stars.
Yeah.
Next
I'll give it 2.5.
Oh, next one. Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for the WWE Women's Championship. This got 3 stars, but I'm giving this the Sin Cara award.
Botchamania.
Seriously. That had me a bit worried because Charlotte was supposed to be doing a follow-away slam to Sasha.
Yeah.
But she is nowhere near strong enough to do that.
No.
She dropped Sasha on her head. And when she has back problems and you combine that with neck problems, Charlotte could have paralyzed her.
Oh god, yeah. Sasha sells like she's been shot.
Yeah, she sounds like she's just been hit by a rocket launcher.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell how much of it was really a botch and how much of it was just genuinely supposed to look like a brutal match.
I think what they were trying to do was do something a bit too crazy, and they got over the top. I mean, the match was great. They coordinate very well.
Yeah. I'm certainly well inclined to give it 3.5 because I thought it was a good match. I thought, it was really entertaining. Charlotte picked up the shock victory.
Yeah, because, Sasha's got back problems.
I think maybe that's sort of what they were trying to sell with that match, maybe, to sort of make up for the botches, the idea that maybe they were trying to sort of show her that she injured her back in that match specifically, even though maybe she didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe that's sort of what they was going for.
Sasha drops herself on her head again after that. They were trying to do a Splash Mountain Razor's Edge.
Yeah.
Sasha was going for a count with Hurricane and she just drops herself on her head again.
Yeah.
That was bad. That's bad enough. Just stop there. Then
Sasha's neck is just made of titanium.
Yeah. Then there was the end. Banks' statement was counted into a schoolgirl pin.
Yep.
By Charlotte. She won.
Mm-hmm. Shock victory.
Yeah.
Charlotte's champion again.
Why?
We'll get into sort of predictions on where that title might be going later on, because something happened. Something big happened on Raw. Let's just say that for now.
Yeah, something major happened on Raw.
Yeah, but Charlotte's champion again. I don't like Charlotte. I don't.
Charlotte's annoying. She's annoying on the mic, and she cannot sell for shit.
I mean, I like her in ring work. I think she really plays dominant well.
Yeah.
Like, she can do some stiff-looking stuff, but, her as champion again. I mean, one saving grace is hopefully when Sasha does come back, she'll hopefully just maintain her place again, but...
Yeah.
I mean, if she's only taking a few weeks off for a nagging injury, I don't get why they didn't just let her... But then again, I don't know.
Yeah, this was, Yeah, it was a very, 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 very good match, but those botches, holy shit.
Yeah, Sasha, don't kill yourself, please. You're only young. We need you. You're one of our only hopes for a women's division.
Yeah, she was part of Tuesday. I think Sasha was part of Tuesday, wasn't she? She was part of BFFs in NXT. She was part of Team Bad, which sounds terrible.
Please. God, those teams. Yeah, that's when the NXT women first came up on it, and they brought a load of them up, and it's like, we don't know what to do with them. Quick, let's just throw them together in stables.
Yeah, there was Team PCB, which was originally Team Submission Society, and that was that had to be changed for very good reasons.
God. I thankfully do not remember much of the team dynamic, and I'm thankful for that.
Yes.
But yeah, good match. I give it 3.5 personally. Yeah. I honestly thought that could have been my match of the night, but something in retrospect has sort of beaten it for me personally.
Yeah, easily. Next match, and my God, was this match a disaster from the start. Miz versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental title. 3 stars.
-3. I'm gonna be more generous. I'll give it 1.5. I was on Twitter the entire time.
This match not only had no one been interested in it.
Nope.
But
it had
Apollo
no build-up.
Crews comes
it had
out.
no build-up.
Yeah, there was no build-up apart from Apollo punching Miz.
Well, I mean, what did he do? He won that Battle Royale, and then as far as I can work out, he pissed off for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. It was far too short, and Apollo is nowhere near over. He's just generic babyface.
I mean, he's definitely got some in-ring talent, and he's got a look to him. I think once they finally open up his character, he'll be better. Personally, he probably should have stayed in NXT a bit longer.
Yeah, throw him in the New Day.
You throw him in the New Day. I mean, do you want 4 people in the New Day, though? Throw him in the club. Let them have one.
The club?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Sounds good. Yeah, Miz, best choice without a doubt to win. I mean, this is probably the best year he's ever had this year.
I still don't like The Miz. I've never liked The Miz, though. That's just... He's so punchable looking.
Yeah, but he's amazing on the mic. He sells fantastically. He does promos amazingly. I mean, but he has done reality television.
Oh, I won't contest with you that this is his best thing he's ever done.
Yeah, the best year he's ever had.
For me personally, that's not saying much.
Yeah.
I predicted Apollo Creed. I'm actually Daniel Bryan now. Apollo Crews. I actually predicted him to win just because I thought maybe they'll do it as a bit of an upset thing. But no, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with the Miz from this point. I don't know if he's going to be keeping his title for a long time. And
I don't know. I think he might keep it till Clash of Champions or Backlash.
I mean, one of the things you've got with that is, I don't know, the Intercontinental title is a title which sort of should be shifted around a bit, while the US one, it's just weird how you have a US champion who's so ingrained in Rusev, and then you have an Intercontinental, they're both sort of, they've held the titles for ages. Surely you've got to let one go and just fly around for a bit and have the other sort of still what.
Yeah, but then purists will be annoyed that it's not going to be prestigious enough.
Yeah, I mean...
They're both deserving champions, no doubt.
Oh,
but we'll get to Rusev later.
Well, I mean, Rusev's rescued the US title. He really has.
He
because
has,
it was on Kalisto and it was dying.
Kalisto's reign was okay. He had some decent matches with Ryback, in fact, but...
Yeah.
God, he's just boring.
I mean, who was the Intercontinental on?
The Intercontinental one was on Kevin Owens. And then it went to Zack Ryder, and then it went to Miz. What was the point?
Oh, yeah, because Zack Ryder won that ladder. Yeah, I mean, I personally think Zack Ryder should have probably kept it. I mean, this is an old argument anyway. Zack Ryder probably should have kept it for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of what soured me the most on the Miz's title reign. It's just sort of a bit undeserved, in my opinion. But he's doing the best work he has ever done in his life. Quite frankly, the only way you'll ever get the Miz over with me anyway is if you constantly put him in that fucking chicken outfit. And get Dolph Ziggler.
No, I remember him as a face.
No,
I mean, he had the Intercontinental title for, less than 24 hours? And then he was punched out by Bad News Barrett.
The Miz cannot be a babyface. He's too whiny. He works so much better as a heel.
Hell, he got over as a babyface for a couple months. I mean,
really?
Survivor Series 2012, he was cheered beyond belief when he was tagged in by Orton.
Was this when he was champ? Or was this was around the time he was the heavyweight champion, wasn't it?
No, that was 2010.
That was wasn't WrestleMania 27 2011?
Yeah. I said Survivor Series 2012 when he was a face. When he was tagged in by Randy Orton, because that was the last two in, he was cheered beyond belief. It was the same thing when he was tagged with John Cena with a match against Team Rhodes Scholars, which was Cody Rhodes and Damien Sandow. But then he just died. He just died as a face.
I mean, the problem is sort of that area of WWE 2011, 2013, 2011, 2012, 2013. We don't look back on that particularly fondly just because there was some weird stuff going on there.
Oh, there was some bad stuff.
They had Dolph Ziggler cash in, and he became heavyweight champion, and it's just
And then he was buried because he made fun of John Cena.
Yep.
Yeah, let's not go down there. I mean, we had a John Laurinaitis match, which was just horrendous.
Oh, please, God, let's carry on. Let's go through some.
Yes, let's carry on now. -3 stars, without a doubt.
I give it 1.5 because I was on Twitter and interesting things were happening on Twitter. More interesting things were happening on Twitter than was happening in that match.
Yeah, now we get to the Crown Jewel match. AJ Styles versus John Cena. 5 stars. 5 stars.
I'm giving it 4.
Why 4?
I'm not as huge on AJ as everyone else is. I appreciate it was a very good match. I think it's a little bit weird that John Cena does 2 finishes to AJ. AJ sort of does 1 and wins. A bit strange.
No, he did about 3 finishes and then he won.
Well, I mean, it depends what you... he finished with his forearm thing. And
he did the Stars Clash once, and it was another Stars Clash, and then he hit it with the phenomenal forearm.
I don't remember him getting 2 Style Clashes. I remember Cena kicking out of a few Style Clashes. But yeah, it was a good match, either way. Momentum shifted a lot.
Yeah, Cena did a few moves which he's never done before. He did a follow-away cutter. He did he did a follow-away over the shoulder cutter.
Yep.
That looked great. AJ did a wheelbarrow facebuster, torture rack bomb, and springboard hurricanrana.
Mm-hmm.
There was a point where AJ actually passed up for the AA because he would never tap.
Yes. I was actually expecting one of them to tap at some point, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of... It was such a weird match. Like, it was so perfectly set up to the point where, you know, it's sort of like Cena's won stuff for years. We know this. It's a meme, basically.
Yeah.
But you just so wasn't sure with this match, and it constantly kept you on edge. And that's one thing I will say for it. It was constant on edge.
Yeah,
good match.
I think I think Vince is finally starting to sort of let him trickle down the card instead of here's Super Cena, he's gonna win everything he takes down, every villain, he makes the kids happy.
Well, I think even John's realised at this point. He's probably just said to Vince, you know, because I believe the plan, you know, the sort of, actually, we'll get to this. AJ took the win. We didn't mention that, but he did. Also, after the match, Cena did a very symbolic moment. He left his armband in the ring.
Never give up armband.
Apparently, that's because he's actually going to become somewhat of a part-timer now.
Yeah,
apparently he's sort of taking a step back a bit, and I think this is sort of...
Yeah, he's had problems with his elbow and his neck recently. Well, his elbow a few years ago because he had a lot of fluid growing in it.
Yeah,
and I think recently he's been having a couple of neck problems.
Yeah, I mean, Cena's been virtually, apart from a few injuries here, there, Cena's been non-stop for 14 years. Quite frankly, like, this is the thing. People say, oh, John Cena's boring, all this, and this. Watch this match. This match was... The problem you got with John is everyone says, oh, John Cena's boring, you know.
He does 5 moves of doom.
But here's the thing. Almost most people's dream matches, some of them, or at least one of them, will involve John. You know, people want to see John versus The Undertaker and stuff like that. Cena's a good wrestler. When he steps up, he is good. And I think the days of... I think Cena's honestly sort of realised the fact that he's going to start putting over people now, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a contender for Match of the Year. This match is sort of on par with one of AJ Styles' earlier matches in 2016, where he faced Shinsuke Nakamura at Wrestle Kingdom 10. That was amazing. That was amazing.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen anything of New Japan Pro Wrestling. All I know is they're fucking insane. That's all I know.
They have toned down for a couple of years. So
why? What's the point? I like the whole have fucking piranha matches. Why not?
That's not NJPW.
Oh, that's not Cut that out. I'm dumb.
It's going live now.
Right. I just want to apologise. I'm not very educated when it comes to wrestling. All right. So wait, who is that?
What?
Just out of curiosity, the whole piranha matches.
I can't remember. That was shown on What Culture?
Yeah, I'm gonna find the video. Give me a second.
Oh, please, no.
I just need to... Extreme matches. What Culture Extreme?
What Culture Extreme matches? They had a bomb match, I think it was.
Japanese death matches.
Yeah, oh, please, no. Okay, let's get back on topic.
Yes, let's do that while I just...
Right. So, the New Day versus Gallows and Anderson. This also got -3 stars.
Hold up, I just want to say it's Big Japan Pro Wrestling, which is the thing.
Oh, God.
But yeah, anyways, carrying on. Yes.
Yeah, -3 stars because, my God.
It was...
It was cringeworthy. We saw Gallows and Anderson come out as doctors. That was funny once.
No, I'm sorry. I love the Doctor gimmick. I will disagree with you on that. I love the Doctor thing. It's so good. I mean,
I did love the stick they did a couple of weeks ago with like ring postitis and the fucking ball jokes. It makes me a little testy and it's going nuts.
I like it. I really do. I like them as sort of being the cool, tongue-in-cheek heels. I like that sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
They should have won the tag team titles.
I disagree.
Why?
I still like the New Day. I think it helps them to have the titles. I don't know how much it would really help the club to have them.
I think it's really harmed the club more than anything.
I mean, it's not harming them any more than when they were in the Cena storyline, when they sort of the brands were connected.
Well, yeah, when they were part of the club, they really were on top.
Do I need to remind you of the whole Karl Anderson versus John Cena match?
Okay, point taken. Point taken. That was terrible.
The club are being portrayed as strong, which is good. I don't think they need the belts to be strong. I really don't. But
now they're being portrayed as idiots, to be honest.
I mean, I do think the New Day will be dethroned eventually.
Yeah.
You know, it will happen. I don't know if they're going to try and beat Demolition first. I'd personally kind of like them to do that, but I don't know. Because, I mean, what's Demolition at? It's 434 days, isn't it?
Yeah, they're not going to beat them.
Well, I mean,
they're either going to lose it at Hell in a Cell or Clash of Champions.
Well, I mean, what are they at now? It's 365, isn't it?
Yeah, 367.
367, so...
368 at this time now.
So, I mean, what? They've got to survive...
They've got to survive another...
2 or 3 more pay-per-views?
Let's have a look.
I guess...
About another 60 days.
So
about nearly 3 months. Yeah, about up to Survivor Series.
Okay, so about 2 or 3 months then.
Yeah.
I mean, Survivor Series is a big pay-per-view. They may very well leave it until Survivor Series, which I'm kind of fine with them doing.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. I like that. I think one of the issues with the New Day is Enzo and Cass come up and they sort of became the over tag team, and it sort of took away a bit of the New Day's shine. But I don't know.
One of the main reasons why I gave it -3 stars because that disqualification finish.
Oh, I mean,
come on, they could have left Big E till maybe the next day.
Yeah, I mean, what's that guy's name? I forgot his name. The old guy who filled in for Big E.
That was, what the hell was his name again? It was another Seth. Was it? No, John, I can't remember his name. I think it was either John or Seth. That's his name.
Give me a second. Actually, no. Shall I Google it? New Day SummerSlam. Anyway, the fully functional blah 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 blah. Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart, yeah. He came out last year and destroyed a good match. No reason for that, so why did he come back?
Okay, here's my thing. I would have given it 1.5 stars if I would have given it 2 if Jon Stewart had got ring postitis. I think that would have made things so much better. But as he didn't, 1.25. The Big E running in and causing the disqualification, not really great end. I mean, the match didn't go on for long. And then you had Big E drinking the testicle juice, which was...
that was no.
I don't understand what the fuck that was all about, but there you go. I mean, your boy Big E apparently likes whatever testicles are stored in.
His own.
Yeah. Oh,
okay, so next one.
But yeah, anyways, I'll just quickly explain that one. The club got a disqualification win. They didn't win the titles, but they did technically win by disqualification.
Yeah. Okay, so Dolph Ziggler versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This got half a star because there was no electricity at all in the match.
If I could be less interested in a match, I don't know if I could. I don't like Dolph Ziggler. I appreciate, apparently he's been built up really well. I haven't watched SmackDown in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, there was some excellent build up to this match. There was some fantastic promos by Ziggler.
I think Ziggler's biggest issue going into this match is no one believes Ziggles could capture it at all.
Not only is it because no one believed, it's the fact that he barely had momentum.
I mean, I honestly think, looking back on it, maybe they should have... That match they had earlier is like Bray Wyatt versus Ziggler for who got number one contendership. Maybe Wyatt should have been there to make it... I mean, Wyatt didn't even appear at all at SummerSlam, which we won't go into that one. But I just think maybe he should have got it, because I think Wyatt and Ambrose could have put on a decent match. You didn't really know what was happening. Ambrose was sort of doing a bit of heel. Ziggles is doing a bit of heel. It's odd.
It was confusing. I mean, Dean was mocking Sweet Chin Music.
Yeah.
Dean then counters a top rope facebuster from Ziggler, which looked really awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like Dean tweaked his knee whilst trying to counter it.
Yep.
And it was Dirty Deeds, and then he won. No handshake, no nothing. It was just cut straight to the announcers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've got to give it 1 star. I wasn't interested in this at all. Yeah. Again, this was another match where I was sort of reading Twitter. Also, just to throw out, Ambrose retained. He pinned Ziggler clean as a whistle, and that was all that. Yeah.
I'm expecting a big heel turn. Like the next pay-per-view that they do, which is going to be Backlash. If they're going to be defending the titles again there, maybe there might be a double turn.
Well, are you aware of who's going to be in that match? The Backlash match?
Yes, I just remembered. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that later because I have a theory on that. But
I just remembered that. All right, next one. Next one, a match I wasn't interested in that shouldn't even be on the card, which was Nikki Bella, Natalya, and Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch, Carmella, and Naomi.
Well, Nikki Bella, it was originally supposed to be Eva Marie.
But she got suspended.
Everyone came out. Eva Marie's voiceover thing started. They basically said, due to the
depression and anxiety for fan hate.
Yep, she's gone for a vacation in the English Isles. She will be represented by. Then Nikki Bella came out to a very big pop, and I'm happy because I predicted Nikki Bella would come back. I wasn't too hot on Bella's, but honestly, after seeing Nikki come back, I don't mind. Nikki seems all right.
It was a very neutral match. It wasn't that good. I gave this no stars at all.
I honestly don't remember too much of it. I'll just give it 2.5, just as a generic match.
I gave it no stars because it was very neutral. I mean, there were a couple of good moments. There was like Becky hitting all of her opponents with springboard sidekicks, and there was Naomi's new gimmick looks a bit.
Oh, the new entrance with the.
I'm not sure about a new gimmick. I mean, she's a neon dancer, but
I mean. I think they've got big plans for Naomi.
Yeah,
she's been very overlooked in the past.
Yeah,
I mean, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Then there was Carmella came out with the moonwalk.
Yes, the moonwalk.
The moonwalking, trash talking princess of Staten Island.
Yes, I think this match was helped along by the crowd a lot. I mean, they obviously gave Nikki a huge pop. In case you're curious, Nikki joined the heel team, which is a bit strange because babyface pop and But I mean, I guess they had to add it to that, unless I
think this was more of a godsend, to be honest. I mean, Nikki won. I
think
the match.
Everything fit into place essentially.
Yeah, Nikki won the match with her rack attack.
Yep, the rack attack. I think wasn't it? Not the rack attack. It's a Yeah, what was it?
I think it was the rack attack because it's a Argentine backbreaker slam, I think.
Yeah, because apparently her old finisher, they've got rid of that and replaced it with a new one now. Apparently.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure on the details on that.
Yeah,
all I can say is Nikki Bella coming out instead of Eva Marie was a godsend to us because if Eva Marie was in that match, God help this match. I know Eva Marie could do better, but she's still god awful in the ring. That would have had -2 stars.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I like the whole Eva voiceover guy. I like the fact she's not competing in any matches. I don't know if they would have done the same at SummerSlam.
I think she's teasing it a bit too much.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, to be fair, is it a bad thing she's not wrestling? Probably not.
Not really.
I mean, Nikki coming back, I think it all fell into her lap. The thing is, many people sort of... I'm personally of the belief that they would have found a way to bring Nikki back, even if Eva hadn't got suspended. She was coming back at SummerSlam. You know, think what you like about Nikki Bella. She's a big name draw. She really is.
Fearless brand is growing very quickly.
Yeah, so, you know, it was obvious she was going to come back at some point. But, I mean, let's not even get into where this match is, by the way, because in case you haven't realised, this is still a SmackDown associated match. And it's after the World Heavyweight Championship, which
was why
belt on SmackDown. But let's ignore that.
Let's ignore that. Next match.
This is where I'll just say this quickly. This, in case you're curious, this is where this pay-per-view started to go a bit off the wall on where matches were.
Yeah. So next match.
Yes.
Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the new WWE Burger King Ketchup Championship.
Oh, the championship, yeah.
It looks terrible.
I think in retrospect it's not that bad.
I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I know what they're doing. They're trying to say everyone fights for the same prize.
Yep.
But why? Is it really that expensive to design a new title belt?
I mean,
WWE backstrap for cash.
I guess they have to do sketches and stuff for it. And I'm still of the opinion this brand split probably just sort of came on everyone's lap a bit too suddenly and they didn't really plan everything out.
No, they didn't.
But yeah, I'm going to surprise you. This was my match of the night, actually. Yeah. I love this match just because of how brutal it was.
This got 4 stars.
This got 4.5 from me. This was... it was so brutal, just constantly. There was a lot of kicks, which looked stiff as hell. Finn Balor was being thrown around like a rag doll, which we'll get into later. Yeah,
sadly, Finn Balor dislocated his shoulder during his match when Seth decided to throw him shoulder first into the barricade.
I don't know. I think that's a bit of a weird one. I don't know if you could blame that on Seth, because if you actually look at Finn's arm, he's got it in a bit of a... I don't know if he was...
got it sort of like... stiff and very, very awkward position.
Well, it was sort of above his head, I believe, and when he sort of smacked into the thing. But other than that, very good match. The fact that Finn managed to pop his arm back into place and then still win for another couple of minutes, that was amazing. I'm not... I mean, with that being said, a lot of people sort of disagree with me when I say on this, but I do think Seth maybe should have picked up the ring on that, because Finn obviously knew something was wrong. The fact that he had to pop his shoulder back into place. But it was a very good match. There was some very
Rollins
cool
did some moves he hasn't done in some time. He did an old finish of his in, I think it was Ring of Honor, which was the Schoolboy Package Driver, which looked awesome.
Yeah, Seth's great. I mean, Finn's obviously one of the best in the world, and Seth is not very far behind him at all.
Yeah, Seth's not only athletic, but he's super strong. If you remember in NXT, he did a powerbomb to Jinder Mahal.
Jesus.
He was 30 pounds less than him. He can throw and run.
That's the thing with Finn and Seth. They're small guys, but my God, they're strong.
Yeah. I mean, there was a point... Actually, this brings me to a point with like Kalisto as well. Kalisto versus Rusev. Remember when Kalisto did a German suplex to Rusev?
Yes.
I'm thinking to myself, how in the bloody hell did he do that?
I can only assume adrenaline, nothing more. Unless...
without a doubt.
Ridiculous. But yeah, this was an awesome match. Finn picked up the win. He picks up the Universal Championship. I think... this match would have been a very good match in most people's eyes. I think the crowd really killed this match a bit. Just because
the crowd was a bit dead.
Well, they was like, the title sucks. You know, they were booing the title. Finn had to hide the title, which, you know, it's the new prestigious belt on Raw. You don't really want the guy hiding it, you know, especially after just overcome all of that. But still, great match nonetheless. If you didn't listen to the crowd, good match. Have the crowd on mute while this match is going on, and you will really enjoy it. Great match.
And speaking of Rusev versus Roman Reigns, a match that never happened.
This was weird. It was so weird. They were building this Roman Reigns-Rusev feud for a while. They've been doing a pretty good job of it.
And they put it just after the world title match. And then the main event, which we will get to very soon.
I mean, I guess this was supposed to be a cool down. It seems weird that you'd have the US belt, which is one of the more prestigious belts on your roster. I mean, basically what happened is Rusev went for Reigns before he got into the ring, I believe. And it looked like Rusev had the upper hand, and then Reigns got a hold of a chair. And then they sort of kept fighting. They got split up a few times. Rusev was kind of sort of swaying a bit. He was injured. And then I do have to admit, this was great. And I think the crowd popped for this a bit as well. Roman went away and then he came back and he delivered possibly the best spear he has done.
Yeah.
That was such a good spear, man. That was
because this match never happened, I'm not giving it any stars. So
yeah, I don't think it would be right to, but that spear alone is worth it's worth a brownie point for Roman.
Yeah,
that was but seriously good.
The placement of that match booking was shit. Was shit.
I think the issue they had on this, and I hope they sort of figure this out for Survivor Series. I mean, it's because it was the shared pay-per-view, and by the looks of it, they wanted to get all the SmackDown matches out of the way and then have all the Raw matches. But I mean, the Universal, I get it as a cooldown match, really, but it's weird. I don't understand it, but
yeah,
it
never
was
happens.
Odd spot. But
bad spot. Shouldn't really be put on the match.
Hopefully Rusev will go on to bigger and better things. Roman looks like he's chasing after something we don't want him to go near, which we'll get onto
a bit later
as well. Yes, but yeah, it passed 7 minutes, I guess. Yeah.
And now
the main event. What we basically witnessed was a murder. I think we can call ourselves witnesses to SummerSlam now.
Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar.
Yes, for
that was
whatsoever.
That was the worst main event I've ever seen since John Laurinaitis versus John Cena over the limit 2012. Minus 5 stars.
I liked it. I'll give it. I mean, I don't even know if you could really give it stars. I mean, it wasn't really much of a match, so much as a Lesnar kill. I'm going to give it 3 stars because I was kind of entertained by it. Basically, Randy Orton, this Brock Lesnar match has been hyped up for months. This was his mystery opponent at SummerSlam. I'm going to be honest.
I was mystery opponent, to be honest.
Well, yeah, it was the mystery opponent, and then it sort of became obvious who it was.
Yeah, it got leaked.
So, yeah. I mean, Orton was never really a fit for Lesnar to begin with, let's be honest.
Well, let's just begin with this. He comes back from a shoulder injury, which he was out for 10 months. Okay. Yes. Brock does 6 suplexes to him. He then throws Orton onto the table.
Yep.
He then throws Orton headfirst into the edge of the table, which I believe was caused by where the gash happened.
Well, I mean, the first table broke, the second table didn't. I don't know if it was supposed to have broken.
Yeah. Randy put an RKO on him, and then he tried to do the punt. He got hit by an F5, which he kicked out of. And then Brock decided Randy did the DDT.
Yeah, the DDT was very botched.
The DDT looked terrible.
Well, I mean, the DDT, Brock wasn't fully straight. I think, like, his knee on one of his sides wasn't even over the rope.
Yeah.
This is where I sort of got the opinion of what happened next may have been a shoot, because you could see Lesnar sort of got dropped on his neck a bit, and we know what Lesnar's like with his neck.
Yeah, ever since 2003.
He's very protective of it.
And he just gunned for Orton. I know it was scripted, but that gash wasn't.
No.
I mean,
there was
he forced elbows into his head. He punched his head constantly. He won by TKO.
Mm-hmm.
He F5 Shane McMahon, and then that's it. It ended.
Well,
this was a horrific main event.
Before that, actually, basically what happened is they claimed TKO defeat, and I thought that might have been a bit of a shoot thing. And then when Lesnar kept going back at it, I sort of thought maybe it's more of a work. Basically, Lesnar kept going back at him, and he was getting booed big. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if
he
this
was
is
getting
supposed
booed
to be
big time because he knocked out a returning Randy Orton. He knocked his lights out.
Yeah, I mean Lesnar. Maybe they're establishing him as a heel. I mean, he wasn't really a babyface to begin with. Let's be honest. It's just because
it was a babyface for a month last year.
Well, I mean, it's more the spectacle of Lesnar, isn't it? He doesn't really do babyface things.
Yeah, he's just more Brock sees, Brock gets angry, Brock kills.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and then he delivered the F5 to Shane McMahon, and that was basically the end of that. Paul Heyman was sat screaming, going, "What did you do? What did you do?"
That was reminiscent of 3 years ago when he F5'd Vince McMahon.
Yes.
And he was just screaming, "Oh my God, what did you do?"
Paul Heyman is beautiful.
He's the master of microphone, master of hardcore, because ECW.
Yep.
That was it.
I mean, here's the thing. How far do you reckon Lesnar would have got without Heyman? I don't think he'd be nearly as much of a
nowhere.
No, because, I mean, Brock can't really speak. I mean,
Brock's shit on the mic.
He's done fine in some of UFC bits, but, you know. But yeah, that was sort of it. That was SummerSlam. It wasn't a positive ending.
Matches, about 3 stars. Booking and storytelling, holy shit. That was bad. -4 stars for that.
They need to get their heads around this booking.
I mean, this is reminiscent of WrestleMania 32. We had some great matches, phenomenal matches, but storylines didn't make any sense.
Well,
the day after that,
the wrestling was great.
Yeah.
You know, again,
booking and storytelling were pitiful.
I mean, let's be honest. There was 3 solid matches, which was Styles, Finn Balor
versus. Yeah, there was Styles to Cena, Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins, and the women's match.
Yeah, they were 3 solid ones. There was a few airs. They just didn't build up to it very well. Booking was weird. I think they're still trying to get their heads around this whole brand split thing. Again, I think it was more forced.
Well, they struggled when WrestleMania 32 was around. I mean,
yeah,
they had Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 32, which I believe should have been last on the card, because that has more stakes. It had more stakes than the title.
Yeah, I mean, it was Roman Reigns versus.
Yeah, and that was bad. I mean, it was definitely 100 times better than this, but it was bad. I don't think it
was. The Triple H thing was horrible. I remember all the Slipknot rejects coming out, and oh God, no, don't remind me.
Yeah, the Slipknot rejects.
Please don't. At least Roman Reigns didn't win a title. Hey, that's a good thing. But yeah, SummerSlam, I thought it was all right. It's one of my more probably favourable pay-per-views of the year. Mostly because Roman wasn't champion.
Yeah, I think my favourite pay-per-view this year had to be Extreme Rules.
I really liked Royal Rumble. That still has my match of the year in it.
Yeah.
The Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose match, I thought I was excellent.
Yeah.
But
that, ladies and gentlemen, was SummerSlam.
But yeah,
Smackdown!
We're getting on to Smackdown, don't worry about that.
Right, let's get on to Raw. So, we talked about Finn Balor's shoulder injury. He is now out for 3 to 6 months. He had to relinquish the title, which he got a massive standing ovation for.
Absolutely. Finn did great on that thing. It's come at such a horrible time in his career.
Yeah.
I still think he's going to be one of the top guys when he comes back, and I can't wait for him to come back.
Yeah, about that screwed up booking badly. I mean, Vince is really high on the guy.
Oh god,
really, really high on the guy. But ever since that happened, that has done some damage.
I mean, at the end of the day, I still think he's going to have a very good career in the WWE.
He's going to have an incredible career.
I like Finn a lot. I think his entrance is a bit too much with the whole dramatic bollocks which goes on. I
like his double personality gimmick.
I like the double personality gimmick. I'm just saying that his sort of normal entrance onto Raw, where he does all the things with his arms and the songs and makes it all dramatic and shit, it takes about 3 minutes. But I mean,
it's not as long as Undertaker's.
No, I mean, I prefer Demon King over normal Finn Balor personally, but
yeah,
I mean, it's very sad. I think he could have done some great stuff with the Universal Championship, but nevertheless, that does bring us on to a pretty good thing that happened, and they made
Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn.
Yes, they basically what they did is to find a new Universal Champion. They said they would have 4 matches on Raw, and then there'd be a fatal four-way next week for the championship.
The Burger King Kids Meal Championship.
Yes, sure. But yes, Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn happened. Sami Zayn seemed to have done something to his ankle/knee very early on into the match.
Yeah, he decided to start wrenching it with a heel hook. And Rollins was stomping on it, and he was limping. I
mean, is Zayn really injured? We don't really know. But it looked pretty bad. It looked quite bad. But yeah, Rollins won via pinfall. I guess we kind of expected him to, just because he was sort of in the match. I'm fine with Rollins being...
Part of a Shield. Of course he's going to get pushed.
Oh god, yeah. I still think Rollins is great either way. But yeah, it was a decent enough match though. Yeah, solid enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, then came Kevin Owens and Neville. That was great.
Yes,
I still love Neville and Owens have made some fantastic matches in the past, even in NXT.
Yes.
This was awesome. Neville does his 450 splash off the ring apron, which I still think is ridiculous. Doing it from that short of height.
Neville has no fear. He has brass bollocks. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of obvious that Kevin Owens was going to go through. I can't see Neville with the Universal Championship. He's, again, as we said earlier, I think he's going to be a cruiserweight guy.
If they unveil a cruiserweight title, I think he's first in line for it.
Oh god, yeah. But Neville's great. Owens is fantastic as always. Pretty decent match.
Yeah,
solid enough.
Very, very good match. Then we came to a not very good match.
Big E versus Karl Anderson. Yeah, why this was a thing, really, we don't know. Basically, Big E made his return at SummerSlam, as we said, and he went up against Karl Anderson, and it wasn't great.
It wasn't a great match. I mean, he won with the big ending. A match happened. It was all right, but it wasn't... It wasn't.
No one really cared.
No.
No one really cared. It was still better than John Cena versus Karl Anderson. Next up, we had Titus O'Neil in a segment with Bob Backlund. And...
please, no.
Do we have to speak about... Can we just skip over this? This didn't happen.
I mean, the only thing I can say right now is that the fans wanted Slater. They wanted Slater. And then O'Neil made this horrific comment for one of the worst things he's ever said as a promo.
Yeah.
He would not be relevant if it weren't for me, just like Jay-Z wouldn't be relevant without Beyonce.
At least
Jay-Z was far more relevant without Beyonce. That's the thing.
Yeah. At least fans were chanting, "We want Slater," which shows a good thing because, of course, Slater will win the Royal Rumble 2017.
Slater's in for a push.
Yeah,
Slater is in for a push.
I love Slater.
Finally.
But that's something we'll speak about when we come down to SmackDown, because next we have Big Cass versus Rusev.
It was good.
Decent.
Big Cass won by countout.
Rusev, basically, his thing into this was he had damaged ribs from the Reigns attack from SummerSlam, and about halfway through the match, he just decided to piss off. He's just like, I can't be
Rusev
bothered
did decide, I'm gonna kick a boy's head off, and then I'm running away.
Yep, and Big Cass won that via countout. Will Big Cass win the Universal Championship? Nope. But it's nice to see him pushed, nonetheless.
Yeah, he's being pushed.
Yes,
but
and then a thing happened after that.
Yeah, then we got the celebration of Charlotte again.
Yeah,
for the third bloody time.
Yeah,
she's had this.
But get on. Let's do the thing. Bayley came up.
Yes, finally.
Yes, Bayley is here on the main roster. She's on Raw. I thought she'd go to SmackDown, but I guess Nikki Bella's gone to SmackDown. But we'll discuss that later.
Yeah, Dana Brooke was mocking the. I keep trying to say. I keep saying Krant.
Yes,
I mean the fans.
Yeah,
the fans. She was mocking the fans, saying you deserve it to Charlotte. Then Charlotte says, I am the greatest female athlete in the world. Up until Bayley comes out.
Yep. Basically, Mick Foley came along and said he has the hottest free talent, and Bayley came out, had a huge pop, as you'd imagine. The big phone ring came out.
I think she's going to contend for the title. You know what I think? I think she's going to take the title.
I can see that. I really can.
Bayley...
I'll get on to my theory a bit later. On that.
Yeah, Bayley's been in NXT. Bayley was in NXT for 4 years.
Yeah,
but finally she's there.
Yes, I have a bit of a theory when it comes to titles, which we'll get onto on SmackDown. Yeah. But Bayley, she came out, gave Mick Foley a hug. It was all nice. This match proved one thing and one thing alone. Dana Brooke is a fucking awful wrestler because those shots with the turnbuckle were hideous. Her head was nowhere near the turnbuckle. Oh, God, it was bad.
Dana Brooke shouldn't have been called up.
No.
Emma was called up to be with Dana Brooke.
And then Emma
why is she with Charlotte? I mean, Emma's got a problem with her ankle?
I'm not sure what it is that's keeping Emma out, but hopefully, as soon as Emma comes back, they will tie up this god-awful angle. Dana Brooke will go back to Emma. Maybe they'll have a feud with Charlotte. I don't really care.
Yeah.
As long as she sort of isn't in the main event anymore. I like Dana. I don't mind Dana Brooke. I think she's got a great look to her, and I think she'll probably go quite far in the industry. She just needs a lot of time to mature. And I think lower down the card, she'll do a lot better.
Yeah, she needs to refine. I mean, this was a good match, but she needs to refine. Yeah,
basically it was sort of a match to show Bayley off to the main roster, and she was good.
Yeah, then we saw a giant lumberjack squash someone that looked like CM Punk.
Johnny Knockout.
What a name!
Not knock out Braun Strowman.
The ironic thing is, Johnny got knocked out.
Yes. Oh, it was glorious, actually.
The fans. The chant that was going on, let's go, Jobber.
Yes, I do want to just quickly quote this one. Knockout on why he took this match, because I like big, sweaty men.
Just that puts thoughts in your head.
God, I do have to admit, I did like this squash match. The one bit I loved about it is Braun basically got the pin, as you'd expect. He basically held his throat down. And then he sort of walked away for a bit, and then he did something else to him, and then he basically put his arm back on him again. He's like, count it, and the ref was like, I'm not counting that. And he's like, count it now. And it's like, okay. And I think, I don't know what they're doing with Braun Strowman, but I'm fine with them throwing jobbers.
I think they are starting to push Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
I want his old finisher back. His old finisher was a Yokozuna driver and Yishimoku driver, I think. Mm. Was it a Yishimoku driver?
I'm not too sure, to be perfectly honest with you.
Let's have a look.
But yeah, I think I'm fine with them constantly giving Braun jobbers. Does it get a bit boring? Yeah, but I mean, it does fill 2 minutes where there would be nothing normally. So.
Yeah, Yokosuka driver. And that he's now using the reverse choke slam.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's just a thing for jobbers. Once he finally gets into big matches, he'll...
because the reverse choke slam has someone land on their forehead, and that's we've already established that Daniel Bryan had to retire because of multiple concussions.
Yep, we know this.
Yeah, and we don't want to talk about the other guy because Brock Lesnar will come with two pieces of iron and smash us with them.
Brock Lesnar's sort of hiding in the corner. So
yeah, he's just waiting. Will you say it? Will you say it?
No, Paulie Dangerously is sat there with him, just egging him on. But yeah. That was interesting, certainly.
Yeah. Something sad happened next.
Yes, the Dudley Boyz make their retirement.
That's sad, but then the club come out, beat them half to death.
Yep. I mean, it gets them cheap heel heat, which is fine. Yeah, it's sad the Dudley Boyz are retiring. At least they're retiring in New York, which is nice.
No, I think they should retire in Philly.
Nah, but I mean, they're New York people, aren't they?
Yeah, but I think a proper send-off is coming because the club attacked them. That may just delay their plans, and maybe we might see a tables match. Tag team tables match at Night of Champions.
That'd be nice to see.
Clash of Champions. That will send them off nice and easy.
Either way, they got a big pop. It's clear that fans still like the Dudleys, and despite them being booked horrendously over the past few months and them being basically heels, people still like them. And they appreciate the 20 years they've done in their business. And thanks to the Dudley Boyz, you've been good. Bobby, you were probably better in TNA, mate, but nevertheless, it's nice that they got to end their career in WWE. Will they go on to anything else? I don't think so. I think this is the end of the Dudley Boyz, but they deserve a break. They deserve it.
Sad.
And that sort of ended off Raw, really.
And now something I didn't want to happen.
Go on.
Reigns versus Chris Jericho.
Oh, yes, sorry, I forgot this match existed purely because it was kind of bollocks.
They are still forcing Reigns up the card.
Oh, WWE.
When the hell are they going to realise Roman is not fit for the top yet? He is still too green.
I mean, it was fine when he was challenging for the US belt. Hell, he was getting some pops, but they've sort of ruined it a bit.
They don't listen. Vince is not listening. He just still thinks big muscle man, long hair, great look means big push. They don't care about talent.
It's interesting you say that. Apparently, Vince McMahon's actually a bit down on Roman. He's because he's invested so much money into him. He's actually very displeased about the whole.
I've also heard that Vince is starting to push other people as well because he's seen so many different body styles. He's pushing Kevin. He's definitely pushing Kevin.
He's finally getting over his big throbbing.
Yeah, but he's been very impressed with his matches. He's getting a big push. So is Finn Balor. Seth Rollins is getting the push. Dean Ambrose is getting the push. I think Neville's in line for a push as well.
When CWC comes up, then yes. Or not CWC, sorry. The
Cruiserweight Classic comes up.
Yeah, the Cruiserweight Championship. Which I guess, actually, no. Cruiserweight Championship, that does spell CWC. That's my thing. But Jericho didn't win, which, I mean, I guess that was kind of expected to happen, but...
Yeah, we know it was expected to happen because Roman Reigns is John Cena 2.0.
Basically, so that means that the Fatal 4-Way will have...
It's going to be Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens...
Roman Reigns...
And...
someone else.
Probably someone handpicked from out of nowhere.
Give me some. Oh, it's it's Big Cass, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's not gonna win. That's why we forgot about him.
Oh, he won't win. He's not gonna win.
Basically, our thing right here, right now, is we want Kevin Owens to win. He probably won't. My money's on Rollins. Personally,
it's either gonna be Rollins or Reigns.
I think my money's more on Rollins.
Or, actually, no. I think it's Kevin Owens that's going to win.
I hope it is. He could do
Vince is seriously impressed with him, and I hope he wins.
Oh, God, it'd be so perfect. And again, as I was sort of saying to you before we started this, it could cause a rift in Jeri-KO. Him and Jericho could have a feud for the belt. It'd be great.
Yeah.
It's pretty yeah. Raw was all right. It was all right. To say that they had essentially not much time to devise it, considering they probably only learned about Finn's injury about 20 hours or so before it's supposed to go on air. They wrote it pretty well. Some bits were a bit Roman Reigns winning obviously is not a good thing.
Oh, please don't.
But yeah,
don't remind me.
It wasn't a terrible Raw by any stretch of the imagination. Didn't explain a whole lot from SummerSlam, but I guess that's sort of yeah. All
right, now on to SmackDown. Then we begin with the new SmackDown giant 5 pence coins and the blue WWE Women's Championship.
Yes, this is a big divide. The Women's Championship looks lovely. The Tag Team Championships, not so much. I mean, they're not terrible. They're probably better than the ones on Raw because
they look like they were just polished.
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I've seen Tag Team Championships over the years. They all look crap. All of them have always looked awful.
Well, I like the old WWE title belts. They looked alright. But these?
No. I mean, the women's belt was nice, though. I put a lot of people don't like this whole red-blue thing. I kind of like it. I have a sneaking suspicion that the World Heavyweight Championship will be retired at some point, as will the Tag Team Championships, and they'll make them blue and red. I bet you any money they'll do that. They'll probably do it once. I mean, no, never mind. I was going to say maybe.
I don't think they're going to retire the World Heavyweight Championship. No chance.
I don't know if they'll retire it so much as do a Can they do a redesign and not retire the belt technically?
I mean, they can redesign it, yeah, but I remember they redesigned the WWE Championship with John Cena's god fucking awful belt.
Oh, I saw I've been playing 2K16 a lot. I realized there's a US Championship on there, which is literally classified as Cena. So
yeah, the Cena belt.
Yeah, the Cena belt. Yeah, John Cena's wasn't even on SmackDown, was he? So don't worry, it's fine. Don't worry, Torrent. It's fine. Be positive.
No, the US title was on SmackDown.
No, I mean the John Cena wasn't on SmackDown this week. So don't think about John Cena. We don't need to speak about John Cena. But yes.
Let's not speak of Juan Cena.
They basically unveiled the belts, and very similar to what Raw was doing with the Universal title, they basically lined up a bunch of matches for the belts.
So what they've done is that they're making a fatal 4-way tag team at Backlash. No, it's a tournament. It's a tournament for the finals of Backlash. Then there's going to be a six-pack women's championship match, which, yes, at least they're treating the women far better than they are on Raw.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing with Raw is they're sort of starting to focus on. They're not focusing on all the women. They're not using all the talent they have. I mean, it's kind of hard considering Paige kind of got suspended.
Yeah.
Why did you have to do that, Paige? God damn it, I like you. But yeah.
Well, don't forget Del Rio, he did it.
Oh, fuck Del Rio. I don't care about Del Rio anymore. I don't care about Alberto Dorito. Unless they dress him as a big Dorito. And that's his...
Oh, no.
That's what they should do. Okay, one thing we didn't mention about SummerSlam is they had they basically showed a dark match on SmackDown where they had Dolph Ziggler and The Miz. Dolph Ziggler was dressed up as Colonel Sanders. The Miz was dressed up as a chicken guy, and they basically used it to promote a sandwich, right? Tell me how you think about this, right? Each week, Ziggler, The Miz, and Alberto Dorito. He's always called Alberto Dorito, by the way. They always come in a series of food. So basically, the first night they have The Miz dressed as Mountain Dew, or Mizden Dew, or whatever they want to call it.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, they have Miz dressed as Mountain Dew, right? They have Alberto Dorito dressed as a Dorito. Oh god, what can they have Ziggler in? Ziggler can, I don't know, be a human napkin or something. It'll be great.
Human napkin. It'll be like a container of G Fuel.
Yes. Oh god, like a big Red Bull can or something like that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But yeah. That won't happen. But I'll totally get the Miz and other man over with me. And yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we actually had a match. It was Becky Lynch versus Alexia Bliss.
Alexa Bliss, still not that great in the ring. She still needs to improve. I like her finisher.
I like Alexa Bliss, actually. I think she's alright.
Yeah, I think she's trying a bit too hard to be the Dana Brooke of SmackDown.
Yes. Also, one thing we should mention about this match is Becky's hair was very much more orange.
That's a good thing because let's just say I have quite a weakness for redheads.
I very much like Becky Lynch as well. I won't fight you over her because, you know...
Fight me, boy!
No, you're alright. You have. There's other women on the roster.
Yeah, match was alright. And then we get on to a match which was about as interesting as plain Doritos.
Just as a quick thing, Becky Lynch defeated Alexa Bliss, which means she goes on to the women's thing, doesn't she?
No, all of them. I think it was Carmella, Natalya, Naomi... Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, and
Nikki Bella.
Yeah, they all go for this is 6-pack. Yeah.
Oh, so they're just having these matches for some reason.
Yeah, they're just having matches for some reason.
However, matches that do have reasons.
Yeah. The Usos versus the Illuminati.
Oh boy, how much? I mean, this has got to be on your dream card, right? I mean,
this is on my dream card, man.
I mean, this is the sort of things you go to bed dreaming about. The Usos versus the Ascension. I like the fact they're using the Ascension a bit more. They finally not punishing them anymore, which is nice.
They're still punishing them.
Yeah, I mean...
If you remember, I think it was either Victor O'Connor took some weed.
Yes.
But...
I mean, at least they're actually having spots on...
Yeah, they're at least having spots. I think they're being treated a bit better on SmackDown. Yes. Just like Cesaro said, I'd rather be on SmackDown.
I mean, Cesaro could work wonders on SmackDown, but that's besides the point. The Usos defeated the Ascension. Are you surprised? I'm not. Which means the Usos go on to do tag team things, which is good. Next up, AJ Styles addresses the WWE Universe. He talks about his victory over Cena.
Yeah, then Ziggler comes out.
Yep.
He was very desperate to keep the superstars apart. The referees.
Yep.
Then Daniel Bryan came out and said he believes Stars deserves to be number one contender to Dean Ambrose's title. He booked a match between the two for the main event, which was if Ziggler wins,
it's a triple threat match. Yeah.
And if AJ wins, well, AJ goes on.
Yes, as the challenger to Dean Ambrose's belt. We'll get back on.
Go ahead.
We'll get back on that later because that's the
I want to point out something. AJ Styles on the mic. He has improved hugely.
Oh, I assume he's getting used to the huge amounts of people who are in a WWE arena.
Oh, trust me, this is his best work he's ever done.
There's only one thing I don't like about AJ at the moment. I've never been huge on him. I think he's doing a lot better now. He's in WWE. I wish he'd get a fucking haircut. My God, he needs it.
I think he looks all right with it. But I will say this. I will say this right now. This is closest to his best work. His best work was with Bullet Club in New Japan.
Yes, yeah.
He had a match with Kota Ibushi in 2015 at Wrestle Kingdom 9. Then it was with Shinsuke Nakamura for the IWGP Intercontinental title at Wrestle Kingdom 10. That is on my list for match of the year.
Yep. Yeah, you spoke about earlier.
They are, honestly, they work together so well, and I hope they have a feud in the future.
Oh God, they will. But yes, anyways, next up we had Carmella versus Nikki Bella.
And Nikki Bella... No. Yeah. Bella Buster was used by Carmella to win.
Carmella is kind of turning heel, although not really when you think it's weird. Basically, Nikki was on the heel team, but she's a babyface, and now Carmella's heel for some reason.
Yeah, they're doing this again, aren't they?
They're basically pushing Bella, which, I mean, to be fair, Nikki isn't too bad. As long as she doesn't get a fucking championship anytime soon, I'm fine. Because, my God, we don't need her to be the longest reigning women's champion again.
Yeah.
That was not good. Although Charlotte's... Oh, please, God, someone dethrone Charlotte. But yeah, if you got anything interesting to say about this match, I really haven't.
Well, probably no one's probably going to see it, but you never know.
Yes. Anyways, there was a Randy Orton promo, which was interrupted by Mr. Bray Wyatt, which seems to
I want to point this out.
again.
I want to point this out right now. Last year, Randy Orton was scheduled to be in a rivalry with Bray Wyatt to culminate at Hell in a Cell in a Hell in a Cell match.
Right.
That never happened because he destroyed his shoulder again.
I didn't know that, actually. I didn't know they were supposed to be in...
They were supposed to be in a rivalry together. Then Randy Orton's hypermobile shoulders decided to die.
Oh.
Yeah. He came out, mentioned that he was mortal, and he disappeared.
Yep.
What a promo. I mean, Wyatt's excellent on the mic, but his promo work has been degraded.
Yeah, I don't know why they're giving Wyatt fucking Baron Corbin's old clothes either. It's not a good look for him.
He just sort of found his old clothes and got some scissors.
He looks like a biker, but like a biker who probably rides around on like a 60s Harley, which is rusted to fuck. Like a poor guy who literally just goes around robbing liquor stores for just one bottle of liquor.
Yeah.
Not a good look for him, but nevertheless, it seems to set up something with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, which should be relatively entertaining because Wyatt is good in the ring. And
Wyatt has improved.
Yes. Right, next we've got a thing which I didn't bother watching because I don't care. It was American
Alpha versus BreezeDango. It was suplex, and win.
Yeah, I was about to say, I guess you can't bet who won this one. Because BreezeDango certainly haven't got a chance in fucking hell of ever claiming any of those titles.
It was excellent.
Was it?
Yeah, it was excellent. Huh. It was a really good match.
Cool. That's good. Again, I didn't watch this one because BreezeDango interests me about as much as, I don't know.
Coffee.
I like coffee. Tea. I don't like tea.
Tetley tea.
No, I'm talking like that. I'm talking like tea with like nothing in it. Like tea where they literally don't even fucking bother to bring the tea bag out. Like they just let it sit there. There's no sugar in it. There's no milk in it, which I don't like milk and tea anyway. But yeah, it interests me about as much as a cup of tea. Don't care.
Yeah.
A cold cup of tea. Don't care about BreezeDango.
Yeah. Then came the main event. Yep. Dolph Ziggler versus AJ Styles. Very, very good match.
Yep. Again, not a huge fan of Dolph Ziggler, but AJ is pretty good.
AJ Styles is an excellent competitor.
And a good thing happened.
What?
AJ beat Dolph Ziggler, which means it is 1-on-1. Ambrose versus
AJ Styles. It is either going to be at Backlash or Clash of Champions.
Probably Backlash.
I don't think it's going to be Backlash. I think it's going to be Clash of Champions.
Well, I mean, it's cashing his ticket to Backlash, so they're going to have a match and then maybe titles change at some point. You see, I have a theory on this, right? Hear me out on this, right? I think they're going to drop I honestly think Styles will win the championship off Ambrose at Backlash.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because that gained some eyes on Backlash quickly, as with the Raw exclusive pay-per-view, they may very well drop the Charlotte's Championship to Bayley. And again, that gets eyes on the product. I think they're the two titles which may very well go away.
Yeah.
On those things.
Yeah, and then came Smack Talk.
Yes, and...
Well, Talk is Smack. What the hell is it?
And I'm fairly certain, two interesting things happened on this. Carmella basically cemented herself as heel because she attacked Nikki Bella. They were shouting, "Are you okay, Nicole?" which was a bit strange. I don't know if that's Nikki Bella's actual name, but it's a bit weird.
Nicole is her real name.
Yeah, they were saying, "Are you okay, Nicole?" which, I mean, surely they should have been saying Nikki, but whatever. We'll miss that one out. And also, The Miz went fucking nuts.
Yeah.
He
went insane.
He fucking verbally killed Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan walked out. The Miz started shouting at camera how he's the best. He's amazing. All of this means that when his title finally gets taken off him, my God, it's going to be glorious. But at the same time, I do have to admit, I really dislike The Miz, but he plays his heel character very well in this. Yeah, he was so full of intensity. It was pretty marvelous. Although they haven't actually put anyone up for contention for his Intercontinental Championship yet, which is a bit strange.
I think we'll wait for that next week.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, they've only got 2 SmackDowns to do it in, so they need to build this thing up quick. Which
Backlash is, I believe, on the 12th of September.
It is the 11th.
Oh, the 11th, yeah.
They're doing Backlash. Yeah. I don't. Whoever that challenge is going. They've only got 2 weeks to build it up, essentially, which isn't enough.
Yeah.
I think you'll be able to tell when the Miz is going to drop the title because they're really going to build a big feud up. But yeah.
Just one thing. Just want to apologise for what happened just a bit. My PC froze twice.
Really? Oh, that's
it froze twice for a couple seconds. I was trying to open up the calendar to find out when Backlash was on, and then Windows 10 decided, no, you're not having that for a couple seconds.
Oh, fair enough. Well, don't worry, I've said nothing interesting in the past few seconds, so that's fine. As none of us have said anything interesting over this podcast before, because you've probably already made up your own opinions, but...
Yeah, I mean, this is Thursday after all. I mean, it is pretty much after all of those events.
It's 3 a.m., in case you're curious, as to when this is being recorded. Well, yeah, thought this would give it a try, and I think it went relatively well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
other than me calling New Japan Pro Wrestling something about death matches, but we ignore that.
Yeah. So, as a result, SmackDown was garbage.
You just hate everything.
It was terrible.
This is such a weird point in my... I've never done this before. I'm going to have to be the positive one here, aren't I? I'm going to have to be positive for the first time in my bleeding life, and I don't like that.
You better eat your bootios then.
SmackDown was okay. I haven't watched SmackDown in the past few weeks because SmackDown's roster does not interest me in the slightest. Basically, everyone who I dislike went to SmackDown, which I'm perfectly fine with. And I've got the people I like on Raw, and Raw's the show I like. But yeah, overall, it was all right. Yeah. Again, it's good that they have clear direction on where they're going with the whole... I'm so glad they finally have belts for the tag teams in the women's division, because it actually means they're fighting for something, which...
Yeah.
That's pretty good, and hopefully Becky Lynch secures herself that title. Oh, actually, we forgot to mention one thing about SmackDown, actually. Heath Slater and Rhino started a tag team together. And that is going to be glorious. Did you miss that?
Yes, I did miss that.
Basically, they told... Heath Slater came out when they were presenting the championships and says...
Yeah, I saw that bit.
Yeah, basically he said, I want to compete for this championship. And he was like,
well, I'm not competing for... as you turned out, I'm not a woman.
Yeah. And then they said, okay, but you're not equipped to go to the tag team championships. And he was like, okay, I'll go backstage and see some people. And I can't remember who he went. He went to a few separate people. He went to the Miz first,
God.
And it was pretty great. He was on the Miz said, it's great to see you and all the rest of it. And then it turns out the Miz is speaking on a Bluetooth device to Steven Spielberg. And apparently the Miz is going to be the next Indiana Jones or something. Then he spoke to some old guy who you probably know, and everyone will criticize me for not knowing, but I don't know who he is. And he basically said, yeah, I'll join your tag team. And then he said, wow, you're my last hope. And he's like, oh, well, I'm the last person you thought of. So that changes the deal. And then he just sort of sat looking sorry for himself. Rhino touched him on the shoulder and said, hey, we'll start a tag team together. So Rhino and Heath Slater are a tag team now. Oh my God, they better win those belts.
Please.
It's either them or American Alpha, let's be honest. And I'd rather see it with them. Because, oh, God.
American Alpha are a phenomenal tag team.
I know, but that's a glorious tag team, Heath Slater and Rhino. That's great. But yeah, that was SmackDown. Some pretty decent moments. Overall, it was a relatively normal episode of SmackDown, really. The AJ Styles Dolph Ziggler match was pretty good. The Heath Slater finding a tag team partner was good. Yeah, I think we've done the outro to this like twice, but never mind.
Yeah, that was it.
I'll make notes next time. I'll make notes specifically of what happened, and then we can do things. And by make notes, I will say this happened, and I will say nothing about it. So, yeah.
All right, okay.
It'll just be literally Heath Slater looks for man.
Walks in front of a man who was on a Bluetooth device and then sits down crying.
Yes. So, that's been Four Corners. Hopefully Torrent will be more positive next time we do this.
I'm sweating in this. It's a sweat box in there. Of course I'm in a bad mood.
The power of positivity, my friend.
I've got a Bootio shirt, but it's not working.
You got a Bootio shirt, but... Oh, I get you. I thought you meant the shirt isn't working. I was going to say, if you tried putting it on, maybe that'll...
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us.
Yes,
thank you very much for joining us. Our channels are in the description below if you want to check us out, which you probably won't be, because, wrestling.
Yeah, just out of curiosity, how long have we ran for on this?
Hour and 34 minutes.
That's not too bad.
That's all right.
Tell us if you like it, and it was.
Yeah, we'll be back next week with more dank wrestling memes.
It'll be Raw and SmackDown, and Torrent will like one of them, I assure you.
And I promise there won't be one Harambe meme.
There hasn't been a Harambe meme. We didn't even speak about the sign.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, guys, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.